Well, we're here with another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart Burson, the prevention coordinator for the agency. And with me today, I think this is the most guests I've ever had on the podcast at one time. I got four folks with me today from Lufkin ISD. And I specifically, since the school year is about to get underway, I specifically wanted to revisit these folks to talk about the ACE program. So with me, I have Sheila Adams, Mary Gail McCarty, Jessica Swan, and Carla Owen, all with Lufkin ISD. And I think what I'll get y'all to do before we really start our conversation, if we could, just kind of go around the room and, if you don't mind, tell us what you do for Lufkin ISD and just kind of give us an introduction.
Hi, I'm Sheila Adams, and I do PR for the district, and especially with the ACE program, I do a lot of promotional flyers and just letting people know exactly what the program is, as well as some events that are coming up this year.
Excellent.
Hi, my name is Mary Gail McCarty, and I'm the project director for the 21st Century Texas ACE program, and I oversee all 10 of our campus sites.
And I am Carla Owen, and I am the new family engagement specialist, and I work alongside the coordinators, site coordinators, and also with Ms. Mary Gail, and we try to create events for children and families, and we hope that it's a great year.
Hi, I'm Jessica Swan, and I am one of the 10 site coordinators. I work at Anderson Elementary, and I am here just to give you the point of view from a site coordinator.
All right, great. Well, I'm really excited that all of y'all have agreed to do this. I'm assuming you all agreed to do this. I don't know how many of you were voluntold to be here today, but I appreciate it. So I know I've had we've talked about this before in the podcast, but I kind of want to just revisit this quickly. Let's kind of recap again what the ACE program is, what it consists of, and why it's in place for the Lufkin School District, for the kids.
Okay. Lufkin ISD applied for this grant. We're starting year 4, and so it's an after-school program that is funded. It starts at the federal level, and it's funded for the 21st century, and then it filters down through Texas, through TEA, and it's called Texas ACE. And so we felt like the district saw the need for an after-school program to help our families, to help our students. We want to help our students with, we have 4 main goals, and that is to help improve their academics, improve attendance. So academics, attendance, and behavior, we would like to help, improve the behavior. And then one of our most important components is the family engagement and helping just to promote, give our families opportunities to come into the schools and to do activities with their students and to just equip them however we can to make them more effective in their parenting.
Okay, great. Well, I think it's really, I am really familiar with the program from as far as engaging the kids, because that's what we do. And we'll talk about our role here at the Family Crisis Center in engaging the kids and everything. But I would like to really emphasize also the importance of engaging the families, the parents as well, in all of this. So if you could kind of expound, so this is for the grade school. So is it still K through fifth grade?
Yes, I'm
right?
sorry, I failed to mention that.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, that's fine.
It is open to students kindergarten through 5th grade. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so how are we engaging the kids? I mean, I know, obviously, but for the listeners, for the podcast, what does this program consist of? We talk about we're engaging the kids, it's improving them academically and through other means. How is that accomplished?
I'll let Jessica speak to that, and she can maybe talk us through what a typical day looks like and all the different types of activities that they strive to offer.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. One of the great things about our program is that there are 10 campuses, and so primary is going to look a little different than elementary. However, we're trying this year to also be more consistent across the board. So what you see at one campus is going to really be very similar to another campus. However, we do all do some of the same things. First, the kids will come in to us right at dismissal. They'll have a snack or a meal, depending on their campus. And also, they will then go to academics, where we will have tutors. Sometimes they're part-time tutors that are retired teachers, or people with degrees that come in just to help with academics and tutoring. In some campuses, like Anderson, we have a lot of teachers that choose to stay an hour or two a week, and they help with academics and tutoring and aligning with the classroom day. Also, after that, we do what we call enrichment. Enrichment looks different. Sometimes it is Mr. Stewart coming from Family Crisis Center, and sometimes it's an area museum or activity that comes in to do something with the kids to kind of show them what Lufkin has to offer, and also just broadening their learning, like more hands-on activities. Then it could also be sports and learning how to play games by the rules. It could be board games and chess, and actually learning how to communicate and work with each other and playing a game, which then helps with their social and emotional learning, being cooperative. And also it could be just art, music, dance. We have a lot of different things. Pilates has been offered, karate has been offered, cooking, gardening. We have so many things, and each campus does a little bit of different things, but we all offer a variety of things.
Great. It's really a lot of fun from my perspective, and I think, and I want to take this moment to express my appreciation for y'all for extending the invitation. And I still can't believe that's been 4 years. We're in our fourth year. We were talking about that before we started recording. Asking us to come out and talk to these kids, because it is fun for the kids to learn archery and chess and the cultural aspect. But I think I can speak for the Family Crisis Center, it's also important for these kids to learn at this age about healthy relationships. That's what, whenever I go in, of course, we're going to talk about healthy relationships, bullying, staying safe online, because I think at that early age, they need to start learning now. Even when we talk about healthy relationships, obviously, we're really not talking about romantic relationships. But when we talk about relationships with their friends and their family, what we teach them and those principles on healthy relationships, they can carry that with them as they get older and they do start having romantic relationships. They need to know what that consists of and how to have a healthy relationship. And I really appreciate y'all as a school district allowing us to come in and talk to these kids about that, because that's just such a fundamental thing for these kids to learn at an early age, about how to conduct themselves in relationships, and things to look for and what a healthy relationship even looks like. So we are going into the fourth year of the ACE program. Has anything changed from 4 years ago to now? I mean, are we still doing the same things we always, which I'm not, and that's great if you are. I mean, and I'm not trying to be critical of that, but how has this program grown and evolved and developed over these 4 years?
Right. We were having this conversation in the car on the way over here about how much more we know now. When we started this, it was all about compliance at the time. What are we doing to be compliant? We all know how grants work, and we need to make sure we're checking all the box to be compliant. And so as we have made sure that we are being compliant, then we've started looking at it just through a different lens of just trying to make each part of it, to enhance different parts of it. So we started with, I would say, as we talked about this in the car on the way here, we wanted it to be a safe place for kids to come. We want them to have a safe place. We want to provide them either a meal or a snack, and we just want it to be safe and maybe get a little homework help, and then parents pick them up and they go home, and that's how it started, and then we have just evolved each year. I would say second year, we started looking more at the social emotional learning side of it, and we started bringing in a program called Quaver, which it has lessons built in, and it's interactive, and the kids love it, and so we started looking at more of the social emotional. I would say academics is our big focus this year, but we felt like the social emotional, that has to be established before we can really bring in the academics and focus on the academics. We want to make sure that the kids, they get a well-rounded program first, and then we'll focus on those academics. But my site coordinators this summer have already met with the directors of instruction for math and reading and science and social studies to try to help us align better with the school day. So we feel like, that's a positive direction that we're headed right now. We've had a few changes in staffing along the way. This year, like we introduced Carla, she is our new family engagement specialist. She's a new change. We have a new site coordinator at Dunbar Primary School who is coming to us from the Boys and Girls Club with tons of experience. And so we're super excited to have her join our team because we feel like she can bring, some great ideas that they had at the Boys and Girls Club, which we want to partner with them as much as we can as well. Some of our students actually come to us, and then they get on a bus and ride to the Boys and Girls Club from our program. So, it takes a village. We're all these community partners. We want to work together. We want to do everything we can to make this the best after-school program in the state of Texas. That's our goal.
There's been more than I go to the Boys and Girls Club every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times. Hey, do you go to Anderson too? Yeah. Do you go to Dunbar?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I'll go to Anderson or Dunbar or one of the campuses. Hey, do you go to the Boys and Girls Club? And every now and then I'll be out at Walmart or at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. I know you. So it's just interesting, and I was really excited to learn about Dunbar. The site coordinator there at Dunbar I have worked with before. Mm-hmm. Whenever you and I were, Mary Gail and I were conversing a couple of weeks ago about my schedule, and anyway, she was telling me about the new site coordinator at Dunbar, and as soon as I emailed her that schedule, I got a phone call from the site coordinator there, and it's like, oh, it's so good we're going to be working together
her
again.
Her name is Celeste Goins, and when we interviewed her, I knew she was a perfect fit. She just comes to us with so much knowledge and so much experience, and already has connections to different community partners that we have not even tapped into yet. And so, as you talk about, what has changed, we are just ever evolving and always looking for more community partners and more volunteers and more just anything we can do to make this, again, the best after-school program that we possibly can.
So this may be a really in-depth question, and if you can't think of anything, that's fine. But have you learned anything from what has taken place over the past 4 years that you may not have anticipated? Any surprises or anything that, hey, when we first started this, we didn't think about this happening, or we didn't think about this aspect? And am I being clear? Do you kind of, has anything come around that you may not have thought of or may not have anticipated that you've run into? And I don't necessarily mean anything problematic, but just something that has revealed itself that you didn't think about.
I would say at the beginning, when we first got the grant, it uses Title I funds. It's funded by Title I funds, and we felt like at the beginning we need to target our students who were the most at risk, and the ones that were struggling academically and maybe with behavior and attendance, all of those things. But we have discovered over these last few years that this program is great for all kids. We were discussing earlier, when COVID hit, the pandemic, every student fell behind and needs extra help. And, with the rigorous STAR testing and even students that are in the gifted and talented program, they have to show growth. Every student has to show growth, and that's how TEA measures the STAR test. And so we feel like we are here to help all students. We want every type of student to apply to join our program. We feel like every single student can benefit from this program.
If I may add,
Jump in, please.
If I may add, I feel like the other thing that I don't think they anticipated was just even me being here, because I was a parent. And thinking that my kid had to qualify to be in the after school program. And then I find out, no, he's part of the school system. He's in the district. He can be, in the after school program. So, I am so grateful that he's got, Miss Swan over there, because she is really great with the whole social and emotional learning part of it. And also that we were afforded these free parenting classes. It was a 13-week course. And then when we finished, that was an amazing insight into what we can do better at home too for behavioral problems and how to manage all that. And then too, how to regulate ourselves too as parents. And being able to attend some of the family engagement programs that were on campus is another big opportunity that I saw for the after school program, that you're thinking, at first it's like, here's an event that I have to go to because I already committed. But it's not, because once you're there, you're learning. And if because we have great communication. I was very close to Miss Swan as a coordinator. And she was always really great about reaching out, letting me know, hey, this is going on. How can we address it? How can we work together? And I love that, because I needed that as a parent, because I was trying to go a million an hour, working and then trying to parent. And that my husband, though he's very we don't want to get too involved, kind of thing. And now he's going to facilitate, the parenting courses, So not only does it empower our after-school kiddos, it's empowering the parents, and taking advantage of all these free classes, and even in that, to push us a little bit more and to really, trying to point our potential and showing us where you can flourish. And here I am, not thinking I was going to sit here as a family engagement specialist for the after-school program,
Right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because like I said earlier, feel like I'm pretty familiar with the side from the kids' perspective and how it benefits the kids and how the kids are involved. But let's talk a little bit about the parents and the families, because I do want to make sure that it is clear that they benefit from this as well. It's just not something for their kids to do after school. So how are parents involved? How do you engage the families in this program? What's the benefit for them?
Well, at first, it's really, I feel like that's one of the things that we are planning on maybe shifting our focus to, having more of that personal relationship with them, getting to know each family, because we know that not everybody is the same, and not everybody's on the same socioeconomic, and also the education level is not all the same, and it ranges. So you can't approach everybody with the same type of the same approach. Let's just advertise it and whoever shows up, whatever. I am more of let's create a relationship. Let's find out their needs. And this too was brought by Tamara, the previous family engagement specialist. And I feel like I'm going to take from that, because I saw that as part of the family advisory board that I was on to for the after school program that was presented to us. It was the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And when we went down that step, process and the needs, it was hey, I fit that one. And so, and you're looking at a panel, the board of master's, doctorate's degree parents that are now having to raise their grandchildren. You're seeing people that have their bachelor's but never pursued it. And then you're also seeing newly fresh college students coming out as parents, and we have one thing in common: we're parenting. And we all feel like we have all the bases as like, oh, we know how to parent, but do we really? Because then we lose ourselves in trying to parent. And being in these meetings helped us to go down the list of needs, and we find out that we all need somebody to listen to what our needs are. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to focus that very greatly this year in trying to get to know the parents, the families, what are their needs, and then try to see where our community partners come in place. Because I feel like that's what's so great about our after school program, that we have 26 partners. We had 26 partners last year. This year already we're starting with 29. Now we have Lufkin Police Department wanting to come in and be a part of one of the parenting classes. And they want to help wherever needed. And so knowing that, and it came from one family parent engagement meeting to address these things and the need for, even Tamara to go, wow, like we really have a lot, like this is a lot that we can do, and we're hoping that with empowering parents to be better parents and also help them how to understand and how to parent at home a little better, we're hoping that that will also help the students in the schools to see, hey, mom and dad are also going to school. They're in my campus. They're taking classes. They want to be better parents for us. So our hope is that it'll empower the student and be like, hey, I can do that too. Like my parents are wanting to be better. I want to be better too. So that's where we're at with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Do we have any, you don't have to give me exact numbers, but how many kids have y'all historically been seeing every school year through this program?
Well, we have
Or how many kids have taken part in it?
Right. We've seen growth every single year. And we are now at, our target number for the grant is 1,195 students. And we were just shy of that. We missed it by about 60 students this year. So we just served 1,135 students this past year. And so we also have a summer program that we partner with the district as part of their summer school. And so we saw about 300 students this summer. And so we are touching a lot of students and a lot of families.
Great. So this is grant funded. Mm-hmm. This has all been possible because of grant. How many more years is left on this grant?
Okay, this is a 5-year grant, and we are starting year 4.
Okay.
And so we are already starting to look at that application to reapply.
Well,
yes,
okay. Well,
yes,
you've looked into the crystal ball to see what my next question was going to be, because I'm going to assume that this has been a success for you guys, and you want to continue this.
Yes, absolutely. I have spoken to my supervisor numerous times about it. I just want to make sure we're reapplying. Are we reapplying? And she has assured me that we will definitely reapply. There's no guarantee that we will receive it again, but we have high hopes that we've shown a successful program. We've been recognized by the state, at a couple of different levels. They've asked us to do some of their in-house training for TEA, and so we feel like we're doing something right. And so we're hoping and praying that we will get the application.
Okay.
We'll get the grant again.
Do you have an idea about how many other school districts in the state also are participating
I
in this?
actually know that number.
You know that number.
I do.
Go for it. Good.
There's 140. So when you
Wow.
think about Lufkin
Okay.
being among those, that's very
That was
impressive.
a lot more than what I
140 school
would
districts.
think.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
And I think the last time I looked at it, there were like about 780 actual centers, which would be, we have 10 at Lufkin. And so,
That's right.
yeah.
Okay. How many community partners? Family Christ Center, of course, is a community partner. I know of some, but obviously this program is in place and probably couldn't be done without the community partners that are out here doing this. How many community partners are there active in this program that work with y'all?
Last year we had 26 active, and we're starting this year already with 29 ready to go. And like I mentioned earlier, the Lufkin Police Department called us. We've got them scheduled. They're ready to roll. And like I said, they're going to be a part of our parenting course. We also have a new one that is also new to town. It's the acronym's just BCFS, and we're excited about them too, and we hope that they're successful. And I was able to get with Connections Counseling, so they're ready to roll too. They're excited about partnering. But in past, we have you guys, a Family Crisis Center on here. We heavily partner with Angelina College. And then we have the All Pro Dads. And I mean, I have a lot. We have the East Texas Museum, and then we have the Legacy Institute too, which has been a great hit with their literacy and computer literacy classes and financial solutions, stuff like that. Another big one is the East Texas Food Bank that I know our kiddos enjoy, and I enjoy whenever I was going as a parent, and DEDCOG. We have ADAC and Book Buddies of East Texas with Miss Diana Anderson. She's a sweetheart. And then the Health District, the Angelina and counties. Yeah, and so, I mean, there's a lot more. We have Goodwill. We have the Texas Forestry Museum. SFA is another one. Texas Agri-Life Extension, the Texas Forestry, Texas Wildlife, the Coalition. Then you have the more like workforce solutions and food and nutrition solutions. And then you have the other parentings that are created by the parents, which is the parent family chats or the parent cafe, the family engagement advisory board that I encourage parents to be a part of, because that's where your voice is heard. And then the other one is the Raising Highly Capable Kids, and that's the parenting class, 13-week course. Yes.
Great. Before we wrap things up, is there anything that stands out, and I want to pose this to any of y'all that are here, anything stands out as a success story or anything that you have taken away from your experience with this ACE program over the past 4 years that really has made an impression with you? Either maybe a success story with a student or maybe something that you've personally experienced that's made an impact on you.
One huge success story is sitting at this table right here, right now. And I just want to point that out with Carla. Carla, as she stated, she's a parent. She decided, you know what, I'm going to let my child, attend the after-school program. Well, as things got going, she realized, there's parenting courses. So she started coming to our some of our parents. Carla ended up attending over 30, she attended over 30 parent events. And we have something called Parent University, where our parents, they have to meet a certain criteria, but we just had 29 graduates, and Carla was our valedictorian of our parent university.
Well, congratulations.
So Carla really caught my eye from day one. I started watching her. We started developing a relationship. When I saw her spoke, as the valedictorian, I just knew she needed to be a part of our program because she is such a huge advocate for us. And she got it. She understood our program. She understood what we were trying to do. And she is, a prime example of us trying to empower and change lives. And here she sits as our new family engagement specialist. And, I do want to take this time to thank Ms. Tamara Anguiano, who was our family engagement specialist these first 3 years, who did a phenomenal job of building that part of our program. And, I think about all the nights that she spent, in the evenings, and one of the biggest areas she grew was we offered GED and ESL classes in the evenings through Angelina College, and she was a part of that. She even, taught. She still does. She teaches the ESL classes. So anyway, I do want to give her a shout out. But I'm looking at Carla right now. She is living proof that our program is successful, and that we can empower parents and families and students. So I just wanted to point that out. And I think Jessica's got a success story too.
Mine is from the aspect of working with the children each and every day. I would love to take every child in the whole district and be able to offer them this service. As long as we are equipped and we can handle the special situations or the special needs of the child, I at Anderson take them. I'm also not a spring chick, so I've been around with kids for about 25 years, and so I'm honest with the parents going, okay, what are their needs, special situations, and then I always say, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. And if it's not, every program's not for every student, every program's not for every parent. And so, but I want them to also get a chance to be a part of our program. And through that, I've had kids who are in special services that got to come in after school and be able to make friends with other kids that they normally during the day would not be around, and just watching them grow, whether it's just being able to communicate with each other, learning how to be in a bigger situation. We have some kids who don't handle big crowds, and then at the end of the year you see them right in the middle of these big crowds, and you're thinking that is my why. That's why I come, is because I'm seeing kids, even if it's the most small little step, it's still a step forward. Yeah. We won. And so, and then also, one of the things I don't want to boast about, but I want every parent at Anderson to know that Jessica or Mrs. Swan listens to them, and that they matter, because everyone matters. And whether you're a parent, a grandparent, or a student, you matter. And so I like that aspect of having an after school. People ask me, why don't you teach during the day? And I said, oh, nope, this is what, this is it. This is my calling. People have said, you should teach, you should do this, you can go into counseling, whatever. And I'm like, no, the after school program is where I feel like I want to be. And that is because I get to see the parents every day. I get to see the kids every day. I get to ask them, how was school today? Where are you struggling? What's the greatest thing? I've gone to a lot of site coordinators, go to basketball games, go to their music events, go to things. We're trying to make sure these kids are not just successful for this school year, but are going to be productive, successful adults. And I tell them all the time, in 20 years, I want to pick up the paper or turn on the internet and see you doing great things. And so that is why I think we have so many kids that are making successes, and whether it's on a STAR test or just being able to play a board game without losing,
having a meltdown,
losing gracefully,
their little minds.
Yeah.
That to me is that's what we're doing. And
Great.
So I feel good about what this program does overall. So.
Okay. And can I just also take a second to thank you, Stuart, for being one of our biggest supporters, and thank you for coming in and teaching the kids about healthy relationships with your puppet, Bobby, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
Puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby. They love Bobby when they see Bobby coming. Yeah.
God forbid if I don't have Bobby with me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Where's
Bobby?
Bobby? Where's Bobby?
But we just want to thank you, and thank you for allowing us to do this podcast today to help us spread the word.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And I just wanted to add a couple of things. This program, it's the perfect blend of community, uniting with parents, uniting with students. And I just feel like it's so worthwhile. And at the end of the day, it's all about the students. Mm-hmm. We want the students to do their absolute best and be the best version of themselves. And I feel like this program definitely does that. But something that we don't want to forget, it's absolutely free to parents.
I forgot to mention that.
It's no cost. And so when you think about the benefit, it's huge. I mean, you can't put a price on how much engagement and support that we get through that. And one of the big things that's coming up is a community showcase. And so I want to let you guys know about that. And I'm going to turn it over to Carla, and she can explain some of the things that are going on with the community showcase.
Yes. So at our community showcase, that is on August 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Civic Center. And we will have just about the 26 community partners out there. We will have like a presentation just for the new parents that are coming on board and just explain the program briefly. Our hope is to have some volunteers to be able to welcome the newcomers and our parents that are new to the after school program. But we will have setups, and there will also be a scavenger hunt. So that way too, it'll get you to be able to know your community partners. It would also get you to.
I'm going to get you to wiggle your mic a little bit. I don't know if I have a.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so what we're hoping is that we create relationships, and that we kind of want to make everybody comfortable. This is your community. We all are there to help each other, and also to get kids to know their site coordinators before they come in the first, or when the program starts on the 19th, at August 19th. But we also want parents to know, hey, this is here for you, and this is afforded for you. And like Sheila said, it's free, and you also get to know all the resources that are, or the community partners that will be working in the after school program. So if you ever have a question and we don't answer it at the community showcase, you can just reach out to me or, any of the site coordinators, and they will make sure to connect you with the right information and who you can, connect with. And again, all about community, all about helping each other, and all for the benefit of our children.
So if a parent is listening to this and they want to get their child enrolled in the program, what do they need to do?
Okay, they can go to Lufkin ISD's website, and at the very top of the website there is a tab that says After School Programs, and they can click on the After School Program tab, and there's all of the information about what we offer, and it'll have contact information for each campus. They can reach out to the site coordinator on that campus. They can pick up the phone, they can email, they can call myself or Miss Owen. But there also is a link to the actual application on there that they can fill out right there on the spot. But if they're welcome to come by the District Education Center if they want help filling out the application. We're here to help them however we can.
Okay, great. All right. Sheila Adams, Mary Gail McCarty, Jessica Swan, and Carla Owen, all with Lufkin ISD, talking about the ACE after-school program that's about to start its 4th year.
And the start date. We forgot the start date.
Yes.
We will actually start a week earlier this year for the parents. We listened to our parents, and they were telling us we need you guys to start earlier. And so we will be starting the actual program on August the 19th.
Okay, great. And
if you have a child that's a bus rider, you will have to call transportation and set that up with transportation because just because they ride the bus now doesn't mean they'll automatically get to ride the bus. They have to call transportation to make those arrangements.
Right, great. All right. I appreciate it. Thank y'all all so much. I'm looking forward to another year working with y'all with talking to the kids about healthy relationships and all those good things here at Lufkin ISD. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right. So if you have any more questions, again, about the after-school program, just go to the Lufkin ISD website and click on those links that Mary Gail was talking about. And as always, if you feel like you need the services of the Family Crisis Center, we do have our toll-free number. That's 1-800-828-7233. Also, be sure to subscribe to Conversations and Connections. You can do that via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or pretty much any podcast service of your choice. Also, if you would like to make a donation, go to our website at FamilyCrisisCenterOfEastTexas.com. There at the bottom left, you'll see a donate button. Click on that if you'd like to make a monetary donation to help survivors of relationship violence. Remember, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.